So I'm back on the F250 here. Got her completely fucking tore apart. I pretty much decided that this cab is just too far gone. There's holes here. The whole front of this cab is completely fucked. Other side's almost just as bad. Cab mounts are completely gone. I tried to build a new one. It didn't work the greatest. I'm over it. Getting a new cab. There's another hole back there too. Once I got the carpet out, I started really finding the really bad spots, so I kind of just gave up on that. Got this fender off, got to work on the other fender next. Just pulled the steering column out, my old man helped me. Got it out, took this door off just for easy access. I'm working on the dash now. And all the linkages down here and shit, pulling the throttle linkage off. I have to go get a cab. I found a guy about an hour and about an hour-ish from me who's got, he's got Southern cabs and whatnot, so I'm probably going to pick one up off him. And yeah, I'm just kind of working on pulling stuff out. I've got a lot of the bezels and shit pulled off. Got to take my stereo out that I put in earlier, so I got to take that out. Generally it's not too bad. Everything unplugs. It's pretty easy. There's plugs for everything, so I've just been unplugging stuff and marking what it is and whatnot. And then yeah, I gotta figure out some of this wiring mess that's here for this. I think some of this has to do with he rigged up some this button starts the truck, right? You push this button because I don't know if the tumbler's fucked or whatever, but the key still works for turning shit on. It just it doesn't start it. You gotta start it on that button, so I gotta deal with that mess, deal with the mess for this brake controller because everything's just spliced and shit. And then I gotta figure out a lot of wiring stuff, and I'm hopefully gonna try and loom it all together, clean it up nice so it's not such a mess when I do throw it back together. But yeah, it's coming along. I'm gonna keep pulling stuff out, and I also have this trans temp gauge and that oil pressure gauge over there that I'm gonna have to unhook and loom all the wires together and just kind of get it out of the way once I do go to pull the cab off. And that's gonna be a big project in its own. Have to probably use the tractor to lift it off. I'm assuming the tractor that's over there will lift it up, but we'll have to see. And I have to get everything unhooked, so the master cylinder, and I'm just going to try and just flop everything out of the way towards the front. Realize I'm probably going to need a new rod support too, so I'm going to get one off of him if I can find one, and new fenders, but the box is pretty good. And while I have the cabin box off, I'm going to wire wheel, paint the frame, brake lines. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those projects, keeps getting deeper and deeper, but I knew what I was getting into. So here it is, got a cab. It's a 95 cab. Gas. I ran the VIN, it's a gas 302.
Let me tell you what Melbourne Post is packing right here. I've got 411 posi track out back, 750 double pumper, Edelbrock intakes, scored over 30, 11-to-1 pop-up pistons, turbojet, 390 horsepower. We're talking some bucking muscle.
Originally was a 4x4. It has the hole in the floor there. But yeah, so I had to pull this whole wiring harness off it because it's a gas truck, and then I'm pulling all this shit out because I'm gonna need to cut a hole there because my 91 has a round plug that goes right around here. And yeah, I don't know if the master cylinder is the same. I need to have a look. I need to change the wiper motor over because I have a brand new one, and mine has a different plug anyway, so I'm gonna change that over. And yeah, I believe most of the HVAC stuff can stay. This already has a blower motor, heater core, all that shit in it. So yeah. And then I got my passenger side headlight marker housing because mine got smashed up somehow before I bought it. Then I got two decent fenders, better than the ones I've got. I scratched the shit out of them loading them.
I don't want to fucking deal with it.
Have another drink, Rick!
But they're gonna get painted anyway. Matching blue, whatever. They've obviously been painted once before. They probably were red, the same color as my truck originally. But yeah, I got all that, and this one has the hood thing on it too, which it's nice to have spares of a bunch of shit. So now I have a bunch of spare shit like the blower motor and all that stuff. My steering column is different, so I have to change that out. It's got a I'm thinking the gas pedal would be the same and will probably work, but then I also need to find a master and slave cylinder for a clutch so I could put my T19 in like behind the 7.3. So yeah, I believe a lot of this shit can stay. I'm not worried about the HVAC stuff. I need to pull the carpet out. It's got this beige carpet with a beige back seat. I'm gonna take that out and either sell it or keep the seat for a spare, and probably the carpet I'll probably see if I can sell to somebody if they want it. Yeah, it's kind of a greenish black color. I don't know, but it'll work for what I need. The only thing I really wish is that I could have gotten a cab with the pillar window. Like mine has a pillar right down the center here, but I'm also wondering if I can swap that out because I believe these are just pop-in windows. And then this truck also has rear speakers, so I need to find the wires for them, and I could hook them up. And the one thing I noticed that I like about these trucks is it has that flip out cup holder in the back, which I think is kind of cool, but mine doesn't have that, my original cab. So yeah, it's just a whole lot of stripping shit out and putting stuff, like I gotta get everything out of it, and then once I put it on my frame, then I can start hooking stuff up that I like and swapping stuff into it that I want, and the stuff out of my cab, because I want to use my full red interior because it's fucking sweet and it's in super good shape. I need to probably drill holes for a console because it doesn't look like there's any holes for that, so I'm just gonna buy some bolts from the farm store and do that. This cab has clearance lights, which are aftermarket. I'm 99% sure this is the wiring for them. I'm gonna just hook them up just to a battery or something just to see if I can see what happens. So just see if they light up. Cab's not perfect. I just did a little quick floor patch there, just a little chunk. Just this whole edge here is kind of, that's the really rough spot. It's just thin. It's not really that bad, but once I started trying to grind a little bit of surface rust off, I started breaking through and all that. So I just did a little patch right here. Nothing fancy, just to get rid of that shitty thin stuff. And now I'm just working on making a little patch for up here. I just have to do some more trimming, but this is gonna sit here and I'm gonna weld this solid. This piece I'm gonna bend to match what's already there, or cut off what I need or whatever to fill that hole. And then I'm gonna grind all this down again, get it all the paint off, everything, get it right down to bare steel, kind of give it a quick scuff up, and then throw a coat of paint on it just to keep it all good. And I'm painting the cab support. I cleaned all the surface rust off them and I'm painting them. So here we are a couple weeks later, about 7:30ish on a Sunday night, and this is the wiring harness that came out of my truck, and I got to make this work inside of this cab. I have my parts trailer over there, and it's got the old gas harness in it. It's got a beige seat, beige carpet, or a beige rear seat, and then all this beige stuff, the beige seat belts, the rear trim, all of that's for sale if anybody wants it. I have to make, what I'm gonna do to use my red interior trimmings, instead of using these rear windows, I'm gonna use my split ones out of the other cab. I have to put a back window in this cab at some point, but basically, yeah, I gotta make this wiring harness work. There's some aftermarket stuff that I had to I've marked everything. Like this is radio ground. This is another wire for the trailer brake controller that I have to figure out something to make that work. I may end up using a different brake controller, but this is my, I believe this is the power wire for it. I'd have to check, but I'd have to check my wiring diagram. But yeah, no, this is signal, because this is the plug that plugs into the brake pedal. So this would be, yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of fucking around to do. But yeah, so I have a good idea where everything goes. A lot of stuff I marked, a lot of stuff I left the thing on, so I know that's my fuel selector gauge. This one, AG, what the fuck is that? I don't know. Oh yeah, accessory gauges, that's what that one is. All the cluster, bunch of random shit. I don't really know what the fuck it is, but I know where it goes and I know what it does. So this is my wiper control thing, which actually is burned all to shit. So that was good to find. I can maybe replace that, because that's probably not very good.